On. Welcome, everybody. The topic for the first session in the hall is Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, sourcing and recruiting. Our speaker for the session is Kunjal Kamdar. Did I pronounce that correctly? Sorry. Kunjal has been involved in hiring for the last 8 years, having worked in both recruitment and sourcing capacities. Currently, he works with WNS Global Services in India as a group manager in social recruiting. Please welcome Kunjal to the stage.
Good morning, everyone. Okay, let's wait for maybe say 30 seconds. I am expecting some more people. Let's begin. First of all, just like to thank everyone, including the sponsor, Shally, all the people. Hello, is this fine? Okay, sorry. But just like to thank everyone for coming, and for a change, it's always good to be part of recruitment and sourcing related events, because normally we've been attending HR events, L&D events, wherein we as recruiters or sourcers are as a minority, right? We always look for our related community. Oh, are you a recruiter? Are you a sourcer? So we feel a bit safe and secured. But over here, it's the other way around, right? Any HR folks over here? Okay, nothing against you, but just just trying to check, nothing else. So what we'll be doing is, I'll be specifically talking about the famous channels that we all are using day in and day out. We have LinkedIn, we have Facebook, we have Twitter. But more to do with, I would just like to start with my journey in terms of how I landed up in terms of my career. It's not that long, it's somewhere around 8-9 years. I started my sourcing journey on 25th April 2005. So I remember my date because that was my first job. I joined as an intern at Capgemini. That was how my sourcing journey started. Day one, when they hired me, first day, first hour, after induction obviously, I was sitting on Naukri.com. Yeah, Naukri.com, everybody is aware, we are born and brought up. That's our bread and butter. Now people say LinkedIn is, but yes, we'll come to that part a bit later. But yes, that's how my journey started. Quite interesting. Sourcing has changed a lot. Maybe for some it is more of tool oriented, for some it is more of process oriented, for some it is more of research oriented. But for a sourcer, the journey is right from a researcher, from a detective, right? We search, we find, we mine people, and till the stage wherein he reaches. See, normally people started their sourcing journey to get into recruitment. Are we on the same page? Some of you might not agree, but still that's how it started. So when we started sourcing, the aim was to get into recruitment. But somehow, fortunately, I didn't land up there. I still remained as a sourcer for say around 5-6 years. So that's how I got into sourcing. Then people joined recruitment to get into HR, right? That's how ideally the journey starts. But now, sourcers, recruiters, and HRs. I don't think so any HR might come back and do recruitment. I doubt that. But ideally, see, it's more about your passion. See, there are many definitions about sourcing, recruitment. You find Wikipedia, you find Google. But for me, if you ask me personally, sourcing is nothing but your passion to search. You can add many more jargons to it. That's your choice. But from my end, if you maybe ask me personally, being around 7-8 years limited experience, but sourcing is all about passion, it's about search. You need to be curious. That's the best quality of a sourcer. See, I have nothing against recruiters. Any recruiters? I guess most of them. Can just raise your hands. Rest all or sourcers? Or all HRs? No, remaining are sourcers, that's good. Yes, good for me. So before I move on to say around 50-60 slides, okay, just kidding. Around 80-90. Okay, just kidding again. So before I move on to the slides, I would just like to ask one typical question, my favorite question that I normally ask whenever I'm interacting with the audience at maybe say colleges or say office. Yeah. Okay. How many of you, the moment you wake up, check your cell phones. Raise your hands. Those who did not are still sleeping? Just kidding. Okay, and how many of you, before you go to sleep, check your cell phones? Okay, again, there are few who have not raised, maybe they are still checking their phones in their sleeps or in the middle of the night. I mean, I would be one of them, and I guess many more of them would be also in this room. So the question was just to understand in terms of how our lives are changing thanks to mobile, right? Now everything is mobile. We order, we recruit, we see, we check profiles, everything is now mobile. So we'll also have a specific section that is dedicated to mobile in terms of, in India, what is the potential of mobile recruiting, how companies ideally can do it. So some strategy around it. So before, is this working? Okay. Data, data, and data. I know we recruiters are always surrounded with data. Our managers ask for data, right? Our colleagues ask for data. So here we have some data for you. 7 billion world population and counting. The plus sign is, as we speak, there are many more new generations coming up. 2.48 plus billion internet users. You can check out the, out of 7, I mean, it's not even half, but yeah, that's the potential that we are looking at. Out of that is 1.8 billion are active on social networking. That includes everyone in this room, right? Let's talk about India. Enough of global stuff, because global, we all talk about it. There was a problem. I mean, initially when I used to hear news or something like that, they used to talk in dollars, right? $1 billion and so on. So I was like, what is that? They should talk in rupees, yeah? But that's my way of thinking. So let's talk about India. 1.2 plus, again, counting. 15 crore internet users, out of which 10 crores are on Facebook. Anyone not on Facebook? Seriously, I mean, it's a serious question. I mean, hats off to them to stay away from it, or maybe not getting addicted, but yes, that's how the generation is. Average Indian spends 4 hours, 54 minutes on internet. Not relevant for us, right? We spend more than that. So this is for average Indian. We are not average, right? We are recruiters, we are sources, we are HRs. So this is not relevant for us. But just thought to add. Okay, some more data. Sorry to bore you with some more data, but that's how we are born and brought up. Twitter, again, it's more of just self-explanatory. It's more of a micro-blogging site with a limit of, say, 140 characters. Largest penetration, obviously, it's US. 5,700 tweets every second as we speak. I mean, there are many more conferences that are happening wherein people are using the hashtag, right? So if you want to use, you can use hashtag RSS14, right? Great. 560 million active users, that's global. Again, the numbers will be debatable. How many of them actually log in every day and tweet, or how many have, say, maybe say less than 100 followers. You can get the data all over the internet. But the whole idea is just to highlight the top 3 sourcing channels that have been evolved. We as recruiters and sources that have been evolved. Facebook, again, yes. Social sharing, I mean, numbers are huge. 1 billion users worldwide, 1+ billion active users. Our favorite button on Facebook, if you all agree, is like. Yeah, like, and then gradually to share. If you would like to share it within your network, that's how we have been trained. LinkedIn, we'll come to LinkedIn also in bit detail in terms of what LinkedIn is all about. But yeah, it's more of an, they would like to term it as a business networking site. Brands, again, we are all there. There are, say, millions of company pages, group pages, but for us as recruiters or sources, it's very important to be part of relevant groups. Again, there is a restriction in terms of how many groups you can join if you have a free account. That is 50. Anyways, I guess everybody knows it. Okay, how many of you are on Twitter? Oh, that's quite a few. That's good. And can anyone just tell me what is the one thing that inspires you or motivates you to be on Twitter? Maybe in, say, one word. Anyone? Don't need to raise your hand, you can just. 140 characters, that's quite challenging, right? Anybody else? Why are you on Twitter? Sorry? Follow the right people? Great. Short, microblogging, yeah. I mean, blogs are like lengthy and books, and again, yeah. This is just a kind of data in terms of India specific. We are talking of 540 million users. It's not of my use anyways. We're talking about India specific. One surprising thing that you might have noticed over here is, apart from Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, you have Kerala, you have Bhopal, you have Gurgaon. Gurgaon is anyways one of the prominent. You have Coimbatore, you have Surat, you have Kochi. You can see the number of users and the number of tweets that these people who are based in this particular location. So one thing is clear, it is not restricted to, say, metro cities. We're talking about top 4, maybe say IT cities also for that matter. Bhopal is not an IT city, right? But you still have a sizable amount of people who are on Twitter, who are tweeting and learning and sharing and following. That's what Twitter works that way. You have Simla, you have Aligarh, you have Tamil Nadu, you have many other cities which we have not even visited or not even thought of. Maybe there might be, say, Twitter users. So again, it's not restricted to, say, top cities or where we hire from. There are also other cities wherein actual users are there, and that is our potential wherein we can follow them, or maybe we can tap them. There is a lot of talk about Twitter being used for hiring and all. I would not term it directly as hiring. It's more of an engaging platform, more of a learning platform. We as recruiters and sourcers have a habit to enter each and every social networking site and post jobs. Yeah? Yes? Even if you don't say yes, it's yes. But yes, again, there's a way wherein we as recruiters and sourcers can use it and not misuse it. Yeah, that's up to us. Anywhere and everywhere we post, it's fine, but you have to find relevant communities. Talking about my sourcing experience again, one fine day I was just posting on Naukri.com, right? Then I get a notification, you can also share this job on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. You might have noticed this. Yeah. So there is a gradual shift in terms of how the job portals are slowly, but gradually moving towards where the market is actually. One quick question. What do you think where the candidates spend more time after posting their jobs on Naukri, their resumes on Naukri? Is it on Naukri? They don't. On Monster? LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, right? I have a job portal, that's fine. But I don't spend more time on that after submitting my resume. So think about it. You need to know where your candidate is. Yes, you can find him on Naukri, but where does he spend more time to know about your organization? Yeah, it's on LinkedIn company pages, on say Facebook company pages, or say Twitter handle. Would you like to know more about the organization? There's also one interesting fact that you might have seen, company websites. Yeah, might be boring, might be dull, but still every company has a website. You might have seen on the maybe say top right or bottom side of it, follow us on, correct? Every company website has that. It may be limited to say Facebook or LinkedIn, or maybe some more would have say Pinterest or say Instagram or say even Twitter. But that's a gradual shift that you can see. Candidates, yes, they will come. But where they are going, where they are being redirected is up to you. That's where your real potential would be. I'm not denying the fact that careers is obsolete. It will not be, because yes, that's how it is since ages. But from that page to where you want to lead him is up to you. It could be any channel. See, you do not necessarily be on all the channels. That is one advice or say suggestion. Be on the channel where you find more usage in terms of where candidates are. It's okay if you don't have a Twitter account. It's still okay. It's not a crime, right? Okay. So what Twitter did? Not many of them were on Twitter. So what they did is kind of Facebook page. You might have seen. There's a cover page. Facebook has one. Yeah. This is one interesting fact. This is your bio. This is your resume. For a candidate, this is his or her resume if he's on Twitter. And if we as sources or recruiters want to find him or her, this is what we look, select, reject, or approach. This is a very important part of your Twitter profile. The best part is, it is your resume in 160 characters. Now you might ask, how easy or difficult is to write about your resume, about yourself, about your entire career or experience in 160 characters? I would say still okay, you can still manage it. It's important to use specific keywords or specific hashtags that will help others to find us. So whenever you have an account or do work on it, spend as much as time as you want to work on your bio. That is very important. To add to it is, have your blog URL given over there. That talks more about it, because see, I cannot talk everything about a person in just 160 characters, but this is what you can do. You can have your LinkedIn URL also here, so that if the person wants to approach you or want to know more about you, you have the power to redirect into whichever page you want to. So that's up to you. So this is also one interesting part that Twitter did, was pin tweets. Just like you have Facebook groups wherein you pin a particular post, it will stay on the top, irrespective of whatever post that you make. So this is what even they are doing. So both are taking the best practices from each other, right? They are getting inspired. We talk about copying and all, right? They are just getting inspired, nothing else. So yeah, this was, this is the pinned post. So whenever a person visits your profile, again, it depends on what you want to showcase. This tweet will also talk about yourself in terms of who you are, what do you do, where you work. So again, it's up to you to ensure that you can search your tweet and you can have your best tweet pinned over there. So whenever I click, the first tweet that you'll always see is this, or whichever you have pinned. Okay, you have photos, you have followers, you have favorites. So yes, a very good tool, a very useful tool to learn. The first priority should be learning to follow the right people. Yeah? Okay. Coming back to the next slide. Oh, sorry. Twitter, a true gold mine. These are just some of the examples wherein I have just used the hashtag. See, every organization has a habit to declare their results, quarterly results on Twitter. Every company has a Twitter handle. Every company, whenever they publish or whenever they release their quarterly updates, they use a typical hashtag. So what we can do is, I've just masked the company name. Hashtag, it will be XYZ company Q414. Yeah? These talks about the articles that have been posted using the hashtag. So now what kind of data can you get just by following a particular hashtag, or an organization for that matter? You can find about their quarterly results. This crosses 3 lakh employees mark and reaches XYZ with an attrition rate of 11%. Now if your manager asks you what is the attrition of my competitor, 2-3 ways. This is one of the way. Or else you can call someone working in that organization, which again depends whether he might give that data or not. But this is public, right? This is free. The best thing about internet, if you know where to look, it's free. You know the employee strength, you know the attrition of a particular organization, they will break, slice and dice. That's what managers, leaders like to see, right? Presentation, slice and dice of data. This is all available in, say, 140 characters. You don't have to read a long P&L say their brochure or their management details. Next is FY14, 5 takeaways of their results. So see, this is just an example. You can use any hashtag of an organization, find their details. See, for HR, it's more of attrition. They would like to know what my competitor is, at which stage he is, by just using a couple of hashtags. Or you can follow that organization also. Yeah, so that's the power of an hashtag. Coming to that point. Great. The next great feature that Twitter has in terms of lists, which list you can prepare. See, the advantage of list is you can pick and choose, you can create a folder of people, potential people who would like to follow. They would be, say, project managers or VPs or HR heads. So you can see this there's a list created of sourcing champs who have sourcing in their Twitter bio. I've added them. I've created a list of, say, close to 180 members. So what I do is, if I click on that, I get to read what they are writing, because I know what kind of stuff they will be writing, because they are sourcers, or for that matter, say recruiters. So you can filter it down. You can know what kind of conversations have been going on by just clicking on any particular list. So see, again, what I've done is I've just entered sourcing. Keyword, you can use anything. You can use even vice presidents. Yeah. So you can use that list. You can then create a pipeline of those potential candidates. You might not have a requirement right now, right? But you can create a list, ready list. You can then approach them. It's more of an engagement tool. The next, this is more of, say, recruitment. I've just entered recruitment. See, we have careers, handles, and jobs. There are close to 254 members. See, this is, you are adding it. You as an individual are adding people, right? So you can follow list or you can create list. So it's up to you who you want to create a list of, say, potential candidates or say senior for leadership, right? Then we have, say, HR folks, Indian HR folks, who would not like to get a list of, say, recruiters or say sourcers or say HR professionals. There are close to 500 plus HR folks who have a Twitter handle, who are active, who are there to share and learn. See, it's more of a two-way communication. Twitter will not work if I just keep on following. I would like to know, I would like to hear your voice in 140 characters. Our listening capacity or say holding capacity is quite low nowadays, right? We all want instant things. We are talking about another generation altogether. Then we have top 100 social HR experts. These are all lists created by individuals. It's not automated. You handpick, you pick and choose and put them in their particular folder. That is the power of list. Okay. Okay. Can I just help you with this? This way? This is what technology does, so it's okay. Just please bear with me. They don't like Twitter, so they are fast forwarding it. This one? Thanks. Okay, any questions so far? Anything that comes to your mind? Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Would like to understand, you told about the list on Twitter, right?
Yes.
So these lists are searchable for any other.
Yes, there are Google X-ray searches freely available.
So if
you
I
can
want to search this particular any of the list created by XYZ person.
You can search it from here also, the search tab, and then it will take you to lists and collection, or you can use it through Google. There are various access searches given for searching lists. So it's up to you. You can use this from Twitter itself or from Google. So it's up to you. Same, just click over here. It will take you to list. You can pick and choose. There are, again, depends on what keyword that you're using. So that's very important. But for us, HR, social, for recruiters or sources, see, people are using it for leadership. There are CEOs, VPs, vice presidents, CHRO, HRO, whatever you call it, on Twitter. They are active. So what better way to connect with them? I'm not saying that instantly your first tweet should be, or your direct message. That's how we send direct message without the public knowing about it. It should not be about jobs. Yeah, because it should not be treated as a job portal. Facebook, yes, we'll come to that also, and LinkedIn also. But yeah.
So is it a kind of a group like I can join?
You can join lists. You can subscribe to a list. That's the power of it. Yes, you had a question.
Can Twitter help us to find right candidates by searching keywords, anything like that?
Yeah. In Twitter, yes, this is one of the way in terms of reaching out to relevant people in terms of, there are various other tools, close to say 100 odd tools on Twitter. Follower wonk is one which is quite popular, follower wonk. You can search Twitter profiles by their bios. You're talking about 160 characters, right? You can search whatever keywords that they have entered in their bio. I can search via bio or via profile. So follower wonk is one of them, but if you just go on Google, there are tons of it. So yes, it is possible. Just to answer your question, yes, it is possible. We'll also move on to some more questions in the next session. Okay, social learning. What we are doing right now is social learning. I'm learning from you and vice versa. See, it's not what you see. It's L&D and training departments have a typical way of teaching, right? We are not now used to the typical way of teaching. People are learning via just an hashtag. That is possible. Conferences you follow, right? HR, events, etc. People, if I'm not attending this conference, I can still know about it by just using a particular hashtag. That is, for example, RSS 14. So anyone sitting in, say, US or say India, any part of the city of India, can learn what is happening at a particular conference or a particular event by just using hashtag. That is the power of social learning. There might be many definitions, but yeah, the easiest one that I maybe thought of is I can learn via just being on Twitter or maybe just via using a hashtag. So that's the power of it. Tweet chats, have anybody participated in tweet chats or know what tweet chats is all about? Yes, no? I see a few hands, good. Tweet chats is nothing but an online platform, that is we are using Twitter. There is a particular topic that I would like to discuss. Yeah, I am the speaker on Twitter. So I declare that on this particular day, this particular time, these are the set of questions that we'll be asking you. This is the hashtag that you need to use. If I ask a question, you have to write answer 1 or whatever be the pattern, A1 or B1. And then I respond to that question using the hashtag. So as an audience, I would like to know what kind of discussion is going on. There are topics, say for example, how difficult it is to handle conversations. For HR, yeah, dealing that, very important. And the best part is, the people who are participating are from your own community. Because if I'm an HR, I would definitely like to be part of an tweet chat. So that's how it is, an online conversation happening on Twitter without you being seen, without you being talking to the audience. It's been happening on Twitter. The next example was engaging employees for change. See, this is how they've used the hashtag CHRDX, engaging employees for change on, say, XYZ date and XYZ time, and they have given the pick also. It would be maybe, say, a background or a banner or a set of questions that they have given. So that's the power of tweet chats. Again, this is one of the popular events that are happening is online India HR Live. If you're not following it, maybe you can follow many of them that are there. You can use, they're talking about why employment engagement fails. I don't, see, not to talk anything about the conferences, but still, I can still learn at my desk, at my office, on my mobile, thanks to social learning. It could be any platform. Twitter is one of the more easiest platform that I can say in terms of social learning, but there could be many others. But I can still learn being at my, say, on Saturday or say weekend. That is how the power of social learning is. You can learn no matter where you are, right? Polka is more hyper than reality. I mean, again, depends on, you can start your own tweet chat. It's not a rocket science. You need to have a set of questions ready. You need to have a hashtag ready. And then you can shoot a question, and the fraternity, which we are all, can be part, we can right? Be part of it. So yes, social learning, again, it's a natural process. I cannot force, yeah, nobody forced me to get into this field or get into social learning, but that's how it develops. LinkedIn, bread and butter? Yes, no? Yes. Naukri, LinkedIn, which would you prefer? Depends on skill, volume, right? What I tried is I just put HR, yeah? You can put recruitment, you can put sourcing, you can put any keywords. There are close to 16,000 groups. Too much, right? But there are groups, yeah? Pick and find which group there are discussions going on which is of your interest. If we have free account, you have a limitation of say only 50 groups. Yeah? But yeah, this is how you can, then you can also filter it, first connection, second connection. Your groups, open groups, members only. Yeah, there are also private groups which restricted entry. Twitter, again, I can follow, say, Anand Mahindra without me sending him a request. That's why I like Twitter more. I can follow him, I can know what kind of conversations are happening in the industry, what he wants to talk about. Thought leaders, there are many leaders out there just waiting for you to enter, to learn, to share. So yes, any idea how many users, India-based users are there on LinkedIn? Any wild guess? 300 million is worldwide. India specific? Wild guess? Ideally they should be, but they are not, but good guess. Okay, let me make it a bit easier. Naukri.com started in 1999. Yeah, Monster also around that time. Naukri, Monster, close to 36 million each. Yeah? LinkedIn? 75? Okay. Anybody else would like to try? India users? Good one. Facebook. Yeah. Anybody else? Close to 27, 28 million. So am I suggesting that it is, I mean, can we compare both of them? Portals, job portals? Yes, no? Okay, thanks. There's one interesting fact or interesting change that happens all the time, right? We end up seeing something changing on LinkedIn. Maybe the profile is here, the pic is here, your ad connection is somewhere else. It keeps on evolving, right? Keeps on changing, the design changes. We are all brand ambassadors of a particular organization, right? Our organizations have not asked us to create a LinkedIn profile. Would you agree? This is what we are doing, right? We have an habit, right? Everyone, including me. The moment we switch a company, the first thing or the first site that we go and change our company details is on LinkedIn, right? So we are, as a brand ambassador of the organization must have or treat us as their potential brand ambassadors. Because for every organization, be it digital, be it market, manufacturing, etc., the employees are the biggest asset of any organization. We are not talking of resources because I don't like that word. It's people, it's human, right? So they are our biggest brand ambassadors. Visible to your connection is email, IM, phones, addresses, right? If we just make one small change, just think of the impact. I know that will never happen. If LinkedIn makes it mandatory for people to enter their email IDs, would that happen? Yes, no? Then what's the difference between, we call a job portal, right? Twitter, they have given a facility to add your Twitter handle, right? WeChat. I mean, how important is it, or is it important at all? Can anybody guess? WeChat. Why would they need a WeChat ID for? No guesses? Much more easier, much more faster way to connect them without even me having an email ID. See, that's the problem, right? LinkedIn, everybody complains that I don't get the email ID of a particular person, right? Yeah, that's not how they wanted to build it. They wanted to keep it exclusive, right? WeChat, if I just click on it, I'll be able to interact with that person without even sending an email. Maybe just a primary call in terms of engaging. Never have your first conversation as we have a job opportunity, please. If you are hiring on social recruiting, right? Never do that. If you want to try doing it, I'll tell you, try sending 10 emails with that and 10 emails without that, right? 10 emails with direct first conversation should be jobs and 10 would be more of engaging. hi, I'm so and so. I happen to go through your LinkedIn profile. Sounds interesting. Oh, great. We have same hobbies, right? Even you like blogging, even I like blogging. That's a conversation that I would like to read, rather than getting an email saying that we have a job opportunity. Would you be interested? See, that's my way of it. You can try it. See, it's an experiment, social experiment. Try sending 10 direct messages, 10 indirect. You can see the responses. If it works this, great, I'm happy for you. Yeah? So yes, WeChat, just imagine Naukri or say Monster or any job portal coming up with WhatsApp ID. Possible? Why not, right? WhatsApp 500 million active users daily. Huge potential, right? WeChat close to 390 million. WeChat is, by the way, very popular in China. They don't have Facebook. They have their own version of it. They don't have Twitter. They have LinkedIn, but again, they have restricted access. But they use WeChat for hiring. Companies are using WeChat for hiring because they find more users using it daily. WhatsApp, right? I mean, one quick question. How many of us are more on WhatsApp than on Facebook? I say maybe 50% of it. That's still a good number, right? We were once addicted to Facebook. Now there's something else. Yeah, see, tools keep on changing. But we as recruiters, sourcers, our core skill should be passion for searching the right talent, irrespective of whichever tool you give. That should not restrict you, right? If say one fine day LinkedIn shuts down, it's okay. There'll be something else, right? Yeah, company website, blogs. This is a very huge potential for organizations to encourage their own employees to write or to include company websites of whichever organization that you're working. Just a check, random check, once you go back, you can check how many employees you have and how many have them actually entered your company's website over there. Because you are the potential brand ambassador. So it's a huge potential and it's free of cost, right? We are not charging anything. Write about your organization, write about what kind of opportunities that you have in a summary, right? Everybody has a summary on LinkedIn. We can write what kind of skills that you as recruiters and sourcers are hiring. It's your branding. Because my organization has not asked me to open a LinkedIn profile, right? This is how normally typically a profile looks. You have a company logo. You have an edit section. Again, you can upload a file. You can upload your organization's video. This is all free of cost. All the organization needs to do is engage, motivate their own employees. See, every organization has a typical section of people who are very active on social media channels, right? You might have noticed it. You need to find them first. You need to help them or you need to connect with them. Make them your brand ambassadors. You can add company videos, YouTube channels, right? Every organization nowadays has an YouTube channel. You can add your company video. You can use your career website. Again, a great tool to drive them or redirect them. About organization, typically normally we write reward recognition, right? Employee speaks. Nowadays it's more of employee branding than employer branding. Yeah, true? Leadership talks. We talk about thought leaders, right? So great space being given by LinkedIn for you to display your organization via your employees. Yeah? Typically almost 50% of an employee strength is on LinkedIn. Typically. Maybe on a higher side, that's good. People are talking about you, right? About your organization. That's what we want to hear. As maybe say leadership wants to hear that. Sorry. LinkedIn company pages, groups, as we spoke, a great place again for companies to showcase their employees, their brand ambassadors. Again, it depends on organization to organization in terms of what kind of post that they should post on their company website. It should not be only client-centric. That gets a bit boring at times. You can have mix and match. You can have, say, we had XYZ function, or these are some of the areas that we are working, these are some of the locations. So have a balance of what kind of post that you make, typically on a company page. The best part of having a company page is you can track the demographics. I can get the data of 50,000 people, for example, who's following a particular organization. I mean, obviously, with the data still remains with you. You can know what kind of people they are, at which seniority level they are, right? You can know what kind of people are visiting your LinkedIn pages. You can know out of say 50,000, what percentage of people are following are not your employees. Yeah? So they are your potential people wherein, for example, if I post anything, it goes to those 70% people. Internally, good to have. Say internally, I might have 30% of my own employees following my organization. Still good, right? Because if I share something, they will take it to the next level or maybe share within their circle. So that's the power of demographic. You can check employee-wise, seniority-wise, industry-wise, company size, function employees. Yeah, there are many other features that you can do is. One important part is whenever you post, if there is a query, do respond it within a particular time, right? There should be a KRA defined. At times it happens wherein an employee replies to a particular post, he does not get a response. See, the reason why he's on here is because career site, I don't get anything. It's not an engagement tool, right? This or any other channels, social media channels, is an engagement tool wherein it's two-way communication. Career site, just one way. I submit my resume, I pray and that I might get a call or not. That's how it happens. Facebook, 100 million users, somebody said 100 million users, huge number. India, say maybe in a couple of years would be #1 in terms of people being on Facebook worldwide. Yeah, thanks to our population, but yeah, thanks to the younger population, to be more specific. A quick breakup in terms of where are people located in terms of city-wise. Bangalore, we have 4.4, highest is Delhi, 8.2 million. Age-wise distribution, this is a very important data in terms of the organization. Which target section is situated where? Majority is between 18 to 24. Both male, female, 50%. 18 to 20, that's maybe for some organizations, say for BPOs, this is your gold mine. You need to target people from 18 to 24. Maybe to some extent, yes, it might then slowly go down. You have almost say 1.5% people who are 55 plus above also. Yeah? Parents, relatives, everyone on Facebook. My mom is also on Facebook. So whenever I check in, wherever I check in, she gets to know. So yes, this is just the age-wise distribution. This is my favorite slide. I hope maybe once you go back, this might be your favorite slide also. Graph search. Have anybody of you used or heard? Couple of them? Great. Graph search is nothing but your natural language search, right? I don't use booleans. Yeah, I don't need to be a top class X-ray search, Google search, whatever it is. All I can do is use simple languages to find people on Facebook. LinkedIn has first degree connection, second degree connection, third degree connection, right? If I make a search, I cannot reach to the third or entire database for that matter. Here, doesn't make a difference. Just look at some of the examples. People who have checked in at this place or a particular organization or a restaurant. So that's the power of it. I can find people who have checked in my competitor's organization. Obviously, they are your employees, right? If I would not be part of any particular organization, I would not check in that, right? That's how it is. People who have checked in at XYZ location. You can put any company name. You can find results. People who live in Pune and work at ABC organization. People who work in Bangalore and combination. So it's more of easy search. It's not complicated, very easy. People who speak Spanish and live in Bangalore. Amazing results you will find. See, we have an habit again. How many of you have updated your designation on Facebook? Great. I just a bit talked about we do it on LinkedIn. Facebook has now provided me an access to even enter my designation. Earlier it was not there. They are evolving. I'm not saying they are turning into a job portal, but yes, we enter our company details, we enter our designations on Facebook. So this gives me another area or space in terms of to search people via designations also. You can see some examples. Business analyst who work in Bangalore. Simple search. No rocket science. People who checked in at DLF, right? This is an amazing way of searching people. Every city has an SEZ or an IT space hub, whatever you call it. I just need to find people who, see, we have an habit to check in daily at our company or organization, right? That's what I normally do. So people can find where I'm working, XYZ details. People who work at, the reason I kept it open is, people who work at, say, IBM and like Genpact. How cool is that? Yeah, people who work in your organization, but like, see, there's nothing wrong in it, right? But for me, as an sourcer or as a recruiter, I can know how many people are working in this, but like my company page, right? So what I need to do is I don't need to sell them more in terms of jobs, because anything that I post on my Facebook company page, they're able to read it, right? So I can find those people who are working in my competitor organization but like my organization. So they are my easy target. Rather than those I don't know about my organization, they are more hard to sell, right? So very useful, handy thing. You can try it out, it's fun. Actually, it's fun. People who like BI and work at XYZ organization. You can enter any technology skill, any company, any location. Bloggers who live in Pune. You'll find a whole list of people of your interest, right? I can find, say now today I'm in Bangalore, so I can find my friends who eat at a particular restaurant. Yeah, I can still find it via this. Vice presidents at, you'll be surprised to find, if I just entered a skill, there will be close to 100 odd results, right? Although I'm not connected to anyone. LinkedIn, first degree, second degree, third degree, over here, doesn't make a difference. It searches the entire database of those who have updated their designations. That is the only catch. So I can find vice presidents working in particular organization, a particular location. Very easy. Now the trick is, how do I approach them, right? That's important. That's what we want to. You can add them as a friend. Don't do that. Don't add a candidate never as a friend. It's tough. You can have an option of message. Yeah, click on it. There'll be a small box. You can type. You can send them a message, free of cost. If you are, say, connected to them in some or the other way, that is one way of it. In mails, we are talking about it's paid, right? In mails, everyone. Facebook has also paid message. If I'm not connected to, or there's no common connection between me and that vice president, I can still send them, but maybe say 20 rupees, 21 rupees, average cost of a particular message. So the idea is to connect to the right people or friends in a particular organization wherein the common connection happens. So I don't need to pay, 21 rupees is hardly any money, but for a vice president, right? Approaching a vice president, you just pay 21 rupees. Good. I'll be more than happy. Facebook company page, again similar to that, but it's more visual, more photos, yeah, more videos. Again, more of insights. If you manage a company page or if you happen to look at it, amazing stuff. You can find people, number of likes from say Philippines, number of likes from say Surat or XYZ location, wherever you have. Keep a mix. Don't just post jobs on your company page. That's not why candidates are over here. That's one of the reasons why I am, as a candidate, coming on LinkedIn or Facebook. LinkedIn, yes, of course, it's more of for jobs. Facebook is to know more about the organization, right? You can bring your culture online through social media channels. That is the power of social media. You can use any channel. See, the more important part is you need to know where your audience is. See, I'm spending days and days on Twitter, but if you see, there is a research wherein candidates spend less time on Twitter to search jobs than recruiters posting jobs on Twitter. So you need to know where your audience is. Very important. Don't need to be active on channels. Try with say pilot 1 or 2 channels. this works for my organization, this is my age group or say diversity, I'll focus only on this. It's still okay. Promote, yes, promote your Facebook page internally. There are many times wherein people of your own organization that don't know whether you have a Twitter, LinkedIn or Facebook page. So have your internal branding done within your organization because they are your brand ambassadors. Make a calendar again. People celebrate their employees, their birthdays on Facebook. See, people would like to know more than beyond your career website. That will not help me. Career website will not bring your culture online. They cannot. The next good medium is social media. You can pick any of your social media channels. Mobile recruiting. Are we ready? Yeah? The first question was how many of us spend time in the morning, in the late evening, late nights? We are all on mobile. Yeah, close to 900 odd million users in India. Fastest growing subscriber base is India in terms of mobile connections. LinkedIn says today about 40% of their 300 odd million access site via mobile. Yeah? 66 million access Facebook via mobile in India. That's huge. Out of 100 million, I don't know, everybody in this room accesses on mobile, right? Desktop, I don't think so, maybe. Almost more than half of the 100 million accesses India on mobile. Average time spent by mobile internet users is daily is 2 hours. Again, let me rephrase, average time of average people, we are not average. Yeah, we spend more time on it. Yeah, see, close to 800, 900 million active subscription users in India, fastest growing base. 29% of mobile users using location-based services. You can add me in that also. Wherever I go, I check in. People would like to know, right? Yes, one more very important thing is, if you have a strategy you want to build, if you are doing mobile apps or anything like that, don't expect resumes the very next day. Please don't do that. You'll not get. It takes time to build, right? Yeah, this is what I was coming to is employer branding or employee branding. Yeah, employer branding is a marathon, not a sprint, which we always like to run fast, right? It'll not work, it'll backfire. Take your time, pick your channels, then develop your strategy. First, define your goals. There are organizations which don't need social media, it's still okay. See, that does not mean a platform is there and I need to be on it. Not necessary. If it's of your value, yes, you can. Yeah, you need to identify your social media brand ambassadors. Does your own employee know you have a Facebook page? Important to build your internal network first, then external obviously. Yeah, companies have also created multiple Facebook pages, right? There is a Facebook page of within an organization, say in Philippines or say Manila or say US. But are those pages talking to each other? In terms of, are they sharing each other's content? That is what you need to know. Okay, before I come to highlights, we still have 6 minutes. Any questions? Yes?
Should we have a separate ID for personal use and professional use? What do you recommend?
Good question. There is a lot of debate about it. If I'm a recruiter, if I'm hiring through Facebook, I can still hire using my own ID. I'm talking about maybe say, is there any specific channel that you would like to know or generic? I would say use your own ID because that is your identity. That is you as a recruiter or as a sourcer or an HR because people connect to you first. Slowly they connect to your organization because you're the first face of interaction. So that would be my way of thinking. But yes, there are many of them who have a say separate ID created for it. That's still okay. But the kind of engagement, it's more of human to human. That somehow down the line misses if we try that. But it's still okay. You can have it. It depends on which works for you better. Oh wow, awesome. I was expecting this question because normally management would like to know what is the ROI, right? See, ROI starts how? Social media, we are all there to have conversations. It starts with conversations. slowly moves on to engagement, then comes down to actual conversion. There is one simple example. A Twitter handle of Accenture, if you are following, Accenture has created a Twitter handle for people to apply for jobs, right? One most important thing to track your ROI starts with your ATS before you even go down to that road. Does your ATS support or have sections, say source as say job portal? By default, everybody has a job portal, right? We have consultants, we have employer referrals. Does your ATS have that? That is the first thing. Does your ATS has a dedicated slot for if I hire from Facebook, I can tag it to hire from Facebook or say LinkedIn or say Twitter. First is your ATS should have that, then only you will be able to track it. If ATS does not have it, even I don't have that answer. The first and most important thing is the system should have it. Then slowly, gradually we can at least tag it. I hope that. It could be Facebook graph search I just showed, instant. But the engagement, again, that depends on how you approach it. It's up to you. There's no specific timeline defined, but how I approach a particular candidate. See, I'm sending an email through Naukri.com. I have a separate template, right? For LinkedIn email, I would not use that template because I approach them quite differently. So for every channel, you have to have a separate strategy or a template to approach a particular candidate. I hope that answers. Yes? Yeah. No, you can directly click on it. It's an hyperlinked ID given. So you can click on it. It will directly take you to that page. Yes?
Facebook, we cannot directly approach people who are strangers to us, right? I mean, even if you approach after a while, I think if rejections happen, then there will be a question on that. But then, what is the way, if you have any strategies or tools in mind, where we can get these connections happening?
In terms of engagement to approach them?
No, in terms of connecting with them or becoming friends with them.
Oh yes. Again, yeah, I mean, it's a debatable thing because see, normally candidates send requests for friend requests and all. Again, depends on.
If they don't know you.
Normally they don't know. Recruiters, they approach normally on LinkedIn also. Every other day recruiter has.
What we have to do is basically try and see if they have a LinkedIn account.
Screen, you need to check multiple accounts. There are many other sites in terms of I can find a person's social profile. Now it's more of social profiles. If it's the same person also, you can find it for fake person also. If he is the same person, photo on XYZ, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook. So that's ideally a way to do it. But yes, again, depends on an individual as a recruiter because organization will not give you a separate Facebook account to send requests. It would be more of your. That is a problem. That is a problem. But yes, slowly that will develop. Okay, let me give you one interesting stat is 47% of workers today were born after 1980. Yeah? 2025, 75% of that worker population will be social media generation. Scary? Yeah, but true. Some highlights, just 1 minute to go. Yeah, social hiring is the future if you are not doing, someone else is already doing it. Twitter, again, place to connect, engage, learn from experts. Don't use it just for posting jobs. Follow relevant people, follow right people who have some value addition to give to you, right? Facebook, place to show your company culture, amazing place to showcase your company's culture online. Again, important to build internal as well as external audience, right? How many of the recruiters have created LinkedIn groups? We just keep on joining, right? That is one question we need to ask ourselves. How many groups have we created? Because if you create a group, you have the database of entire, you don't need their email IDs, you can directly send them mailers because you are the group admin, right? LinkedIn, again, place for professionals to join, follow influencers, be a brand ambassador of the organization. For all those, not for any specific. If you worry about ROI, on day one, that's true, only God can help you then. Not on day one, actually. Connect, learn, engage, it's more of social networking, that's about it. Yeah, so done. I guess the next slide is, thank you. Yes, one more thing. If you are not willing to learn, no one can help you. If you are determined to learn, no one can stop you. That's for us, the recruitment HR sourcing community. right? So thanks a lot, everyone. And then again, anyways, if you have any further questions, anyways, I'm just available. Anytime you can approach. I'm on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter. That's part of my job. So thanks.
Thank you, Kunjal.